Hello guys again and welcome to another video. This time I want to cover like tier list of the items for support. What are like the best items? What are like the mid items, the meh items? The unbuyable items are gonna be here. I think if you don't want to build any of this, I'm pretty sure if you are playing the super role, they don't really bring a lot to the table. Like if we're being completely honest, actually. Whoops. That one does. That one's pretty decent. Um, I think if you are building any of this, you're kind of just having fun or trolling. It's like there's no a reason to like build any of this if you are playing super role. So I think these items on S are gonna be uh the ones you can go pretty much 90% of your games, and then A is gonna be like the ones you can go like maybe 60% of your games, and then after that it's just like situational, like they can be good or like they're not that good. Um, yeah, let's start. The first one is actually one of the newest items. Alchemist Code keeps dampening. The passive is kinda weird because it gives you a potion, if I remember correctly. Let me open my smite real quick. We can open my smite together. Open up smite real quick. Gives us a multi potion every 60 seconds. If you use a consumable, you gain 10 dampening for 8 seconds. You have Terry Intelligence, 15 dampening, and 150 health. The stats are actually not that bad if we think about it, but I think it's pretty mid. Like let's say it. Um, I think it's a really situational item. I think it's you want to build this if you are gonna build double of binding, because it will be like the combination of these two. It's gonna make a really strong item. Actually, the double binding is gonna feel really strong, and you should be able to take care of your Querigune linking. They're gonna take so little damage. But for now, since it's like so situational, I think it's gonna be a B. And now that we're talking about double binding, I actually think this item is not that bad. I think it's an A. I don't think it's the best of the best, but I think it becomes really good if you do this combination of Alchemist Code plus double binding. This item really good. I think it's a true support item because you wanna like link to somebody and just completely peel for them. You cannot like really dive, but it actually makes them pretty tanky. So let's say you are like Aphrodite and you wanna stick to your ADC, you can do this, and it should make them pretty unkillable. Um, Amanita Charm, it's a mid one. I think the stats are pretty meh. I remember correctly, it gives like 15 defense of each. Um, let's go over Smite real quick. Let's try to analyze like every item. We have like a question about it. Yeah, it's 15 procs of each and 300 health. Um, so I personally think it's like pretty messed stats. Like there's items with better stats. For example, this one is a cheaper item and it gives you better stats. 30 procs of each and a ward every 60 seconds. And this one, like the heal, is kind of meh. Mitigations of the mushroom are also pretty mid. So I think it's another one that it's gonna go to the B. Personally, I think you build this like every 10 games. You're gonna build it like once if you're playing Kepri, and that's just because you're playing Kepri and you want the mitigations with it too. But like if we're playing Kepri, well, that's we're not completely tryharding, right? So it's gonna be a B. It's gonna be a solid B. And then we have Ansile. This one is actually really good. I'm gonna put it on the A, it has really high protections. It has 10% reduced damage on auto attacks. And the passive is really good, especially for characters like, let's say you're playing Bacchus and you wanna like blink ult. You press Ansile, blink ult, and everybody's gonna be silenced while because your ultimate is gonna apply the Ansile. So this one is actually really good. I like going it on Bacchus. I like going it on Atlas for the ult. I like going it on when I play Thor support. I press it with my tree. So when I spin around, I silence them. It's a really useful item. You just gotta be like really mindful when you use it. But I think it's a really good one. This one's pretty good. But like the problem with this one, like this one's cute, but like okay, let's talk about this one first. So this one gives you pressure. Let's say you're playing Scylla support, you insta clear the wave. Let's play you're playing Serp, insta clear the wave. Let's say you're playing any character with like a one shot ability that with a lot of burst. This one gives you insta pressure. So this one, an S. But the upgrade unfortunately is pretty mid because like you don't really scale because you're not looking to build any intelligence, right? So the upgrade is mid. Starter is good. Like the starter item is good. The upgraded starter item is mid. It's actually super mid. Erendite, I've been running this item in a couple picks like a Bracken, like pressing one, Unka Bracken, Stampede, and you are like the Lightning McQueen Prime. Like it's insane. The problem is that you're not that tanky, so like it's like super situational, but like it's viable. It's actually viable if you are running this Erendite Stampede combination. So if you want to build it, it's fun. It's like super fun, and it's actually super useful and catches people off guard a lot. So I think it will be like, okay, I'm gonna play Cabrakan, build this one, build Stampede, and run at somebody with no mobility. This one is actually a pretty decent item on support if you are going something with a little damage. Let's say you are playing not aspect support, this is gonna be your first item. Okay, keeps 60 strange, and if I remember correctly, it's 200 health, and you reduce the protections of the enemy hit them. So I actually think this one is really good. It's just on characters that you want to build some damage at the beginning. Say you're playing Su support, let's say you're playing Nut support, say you're playing Achilles support, you're playing any of that you want to do damage at the beginning, this one's really good. And then let's talk about the combination with that item. Let's find it here. This first slot and second slot combination is insane. I have so many wins with those two items in my first and second slot. Because it gives you pretty high strength, decent protections, some health, and a good passive for anti-heal. So again, if you're running any dots that do some damage, I would recommend this combination. Like these two combination, Avenging Blade plus Brawlers in your first and second slot, it's gonna make you cry games. Like you are gonna be a carry in a sport, which is insane, and you're still gonna be pretty tanky. And then you just build, you know, the classic. If you want Stampede, you build Stampede. If you want some magical defense, maybe Genjis. If you need anti shields, erosion. It's after that you just go back to like the normal super build. But this one is actually like super good if you wanna like carry your games on. Berserkers is a pretty mid item for support, but it's viable if you're playing like those auto attack supports, like that's Cyrus, you're like Bellona, and they have a couple of physicals. Let's say you have 3 to 4 physicals. This one is the way to go. It makes you pretty tanky. It has a pretty solid passive, and it helps you with the auto attackers, right? So one's good. Combat Blink, I'm gonna put it in A. I think it's S on every class but support and solo lane. I think this item I'm helping you to go in and go out is super insane, but on the super roll, like it's kind of just better to go normal blink, right? Um, but like it's still combat blink. Like this item is one of the best items in the game. Like you can like if you are support, mid, or jungle, you should have this item in your last two slots. Um, like no matter what you're playing, this one's OB. So build it if you are playing those roles. If you're playing support or solo lane, it's like it's still good, but like there's definitely better items. I'm actually gonna put it on B. Like the item is insane. No, just because it's in B, like doesn't mean the item sucks. It's just like you are not looking to build this on sport. Like this is taking away one of your slots that is an active that you can be building something more useful for your team. This one is a selfish one. You don't want to be selfish on support that much. Sometimes you do want to be selfish, but like not that much. Um, this one is an A, and this one is an S. So let's talk about it. The early game of Bluestone, again, it's pretty much the same fundamentals as Conduit. You are looking to poke, push the wave, and give pressure for you. This is what Blue. And then the upgrade is still good because it does good damage late game compared to like this one. This one doesn't do that good damage late game. This one scales pretty well even when you're not building damage. Um, so like your level 20 power spike, it's still good because of this one. So these two are insane. If you are pretty much, it works on like 90% of the sports. Like if you want lane pressure, this one works. It's good poke, it's good lane prio. Build it. I recommend it a lot. Breastplate, it's a solid A to B item. Like it's a good item, but like you don't build it that much because you want more actives, right? You build it on like certain characters. Like I build it on like Jimoja, on like Scylla, but like this is not something you build in every game. For example, I'm gonna put it on B. It gives good cooldown. It gives some mana and also mana regen, which like really want on support because you don't have any mana sustain that much. But again, like you're not building it that much. So let's say that you're Aphrodite, Scylla, Jamoja, it's okay. But like you don't build it every game, basically. Um this one's cute, but not on every character. I think the upgrade is insane though. But if we are being honest, like it's super hard to get to the upgrade if you're playing super role because you don't farm that much compared to the roles, right? So I think this one is insane, but you don't cannot use it that much. This one gives you lane pressure if you're playing some auto attack characters. Um, I like it on Sylvanus a lot, which is one of my favorite gods on support. So I think I'm just gonna put both on B. I think the both are like solid items. They're like okay. Um, if you get to late game, this one turns into an S item, but it's not an S item just because you're playing the super role, and it's hard to uh get to 20, right? So let's keep that in mind. If you get to it, boom, S item. If you don't get to it, oh man, like you don't even buy it. Like the game is done before you could ever buy this one. So that's an unlucky. Oh my god, I'm playing support. I get no experience moment. Chandra's Grace. This one is an interesting one because it feels good in like 2 to 3 characters, like 1U aspect. And who else? I remember building this one on somebody else. Oh, on Aphrodite too, because of cooldown. So it only works in like 2 characters, so let's just put it on C. Um, so I'm gonna put this here. One is pretty niche. Um, so like making it work in like two characters, but like those two characters may really take advantage of this item. It's insane. But like it's still like you're building on like two characters, so like it's pretty big. But like on those two characters, it's pretty good. Mm-mm-mm. See, Chronos Pendant is a item that you are gonna build whenever you really are ahead and you want some cooldown. You can build it pretty much on any sport just for the cooldowns. Say you are Kepri, you wanna ult more, boom, I go Chronos Pendant like third or fourth. Just it's you gotta be careful with building this one because you get one shot by everybody in this game. But like if you really think you need it, like it's not bad. It's a solid item. The int is meh, but the cooldown is super nice. So if you really feel like you need it and you are it's super important that you build this from ahead. If you build this from behind, you are in hell and you're gonna die a lot. So that's like important to know. This one it's really good. Hexstone, you are building this for those non-mobility supports, but high damage supports that are like super useful for your team. Let's say you're playing Sylvanus and they have Baron. You want Hexstone. That's how important this item is. Let's say you're playing Jamoja and they have a Sylvanus, for example. The other case, and you get pull, boom, Hexton out. It's also good because you can use it to get in there. Wanna engage? Boom! I'm gonna use it to blink all, not blink, Hexstone in, and Sylvanus ult. I wanna catch the cap on this guy. Boom! I cage them with Jamoja. I wanna oh my god, I'm Kepri and I'm just getting Ares pulled on cooldown. Boom, Hexton out of the Ares ult. This one's really good. This one is super good. And it helps you survive a lot, which is important in sport. Like people say that you have to die for your team, but if you're dead all the time, who's gonna help your team? Nobody can help your team but yourself. So it's okay to be. I wouldn't. I think this is a selfish item, but it's good to be selfish if it's gonna make you survive. So you can be there for yourself. Like you are not gonna peel for your team if you're dead all the time. So if you are again like Kepri and they have an Ares and you're getting pulled on cooldown, just build this one. And that's not really gonna happen anymore. So you go on this one. Uh Contagion is a good item. It's a solid one. The problem is that you have to see that the enemy is building lifesteal if you want to build this one. If they have no lifesteal, well, it doesn't apply for any healing abilities. It applies for lifesteal. But the damage you do whenever they have lifesteal, it's insane. So it's a solid one. I think this one's good. People has been building it more. The stats are good. The passive is also good. Problem is that it delays your actives a little bit, and you wanna have as much actives as you can support. If you are playing support, you do wanna have 3 actives. Okay, so if like unless you are something really niche, like I mentioned before, not support, um, you do wanna have these 3 actives in your first 4 slots for sure. Um, you are a super main and you don't have your actives full, you're playing the game wrong currently. Actives are super strong and they help your team a lot. They even help yourself. They're just like super strong. Okay. This one is good. It's Dwarven Plate. It makes you super tanky. Like super tanky. Problem is that it's expensive. So that's a problem for support when the items are expensive. Uh, it's expensive and it takes away again one of your attic slots. But I think this item is insane. And if you want to be tanky, you should build it. But it's only bad because it takes away your active slot, like your active slot, right? So I think in terms of like, wow, I want to be super tanky is one's an S. But in terms of like, oh my god, I don't have a sprint, I'm dying because I don't have a sprint and they have Cupid ult, for example, it's gonna like completely mess up your game. So gotta keep that in mind. Like just build it whenever you know you can build it. Like I think this one is a selfish item, but like compared to um, this one is actually super useful, and this active item is not as useful as this one just got nerfed. It's assault. So this one used to be an A, but now you don't heal that much. I tried it the other day, and sadly it's kind of just mid as fuck. So that one it is what it is. Um, and you just build it on characters like Bellona or like hunters if you're playing Cupid Score, for example. But like I don't know, like it's like kind of mid. It is what it is. Um, erosion is a good item, and there's a lot of shields and also shells in this game. So I think erosion is a solid A. It has good stats, it has good protections, it has health, and it has a good passive that gives you more protections whenever they have any shells. Like, let's say they have an Achilles with the giant shield, and then he pops Pridewind. Oh my god, well, that 1,000 health shield is going to be reduced by your erosion. So that's a lot of value on the item. Thing is, like, you have to see if they have a lot of shields or not. But when they do, and most of the time they do, because Soul Laners like building shells and also Pride ones, and usually the enemy support has another shell. I think it's good like 60% of the time. So this one, I think it's an A. No, this one it's an A. I have the Providence, it's an A, just because it has super high protections, so cheap, super cheap, and it makes you win gold passively super easily. You just get 100 gold like I think it's every 60 seconds if I remember correctly, where you're just getting 100 gold for fun when you know they have a ward there. And you're pretty tanky while you're holding this item, so I like it. Um, you can build it almost. I would say it's gonna go up because you can build it almost like 60 to 20% of your game. So if you are looking for a good first item, I think this one's good. Um, this one is another solid one. One is one of the good ones, but this one is a late game item that you're building in your 5th or 6th slot after your actives. One cooldown and you want some prods. That's pretty much that's all it does. It gives you cooldown and prods, but it gives you pretty solid prods and cooldown. So this one is a super solid one. Tips, I've been trying it. I'm not sure if it's because it's only rank, but I've been feeling like tips can be buildable almost every game. So I'm gonna put it on S. I don't think it's broken, but it feels like I can build it every game, and I'm not gonna go wrong with it. It's a first item though, or second at most, in case you need something else. But it feels like a solid item. You're so tanky, the 10 protections that they added when you finish the stacks feel super nice. So it's a solid one. I've been building it like almost all my games, and it feels good. So there is Genji's guard. I was thinking about Genji's guard. Because I built it. I honestly build it a lot, but it's because the nature of the characters I play. Because I've been playing a lot of Scylla's, Wanjus, and stuff like that with one some cooldown. But at the like thinking about it, like you don't build this on every god. Like I'm not building is like when I play Sylvanas, I don't build this, for example. So I think this one is an A, just because the cooldown it gives you and the mana region it gives you. You can build it almost on like 60% of the supports. So this one's good. Good magical defense item. If they have 3 magicals to 4, you should probably be building this one. It's pretty nice. This one is a B. It's a situational item that you want to build whenever you feel like you need a couple more damage, especially if they have 3 to 4 physicals. Boom, Glad Shield. If you're Jamoja late game, you need that last item, Glad Shield. Boom, extra damage. You can help your team with those extra damage, and it's still some decent protections and some cooldown. So one is a solid one. Pride one. I think this one is more of a solo lane item, but if you are a god that needs to like get in there, let's say you're playing Bacchus, you jump in, ult Pride one, you're like super tanky, and they need to take the Pride one out of you, and you use it, like you just jump in, right? So that's a good example. You build in like 2 to 3 characters, but I think it's strong in those 2 to 3 characters. Like Aphrodite, Ari Aspect, and who else heals pretty decently with this one? I don't build on Sylvanas even when he has a heal, because Sylvanas heal is kind of mid, honestly. And Sylvanas pros is actually not on the heal. The protection that he gives you, it's insane on the 2. But yeah, it's okay item. Heroism, I think the upgrade it's insane. Let's look for the other one. I think this one is kind of mid. This one is a situational item, so you don't build it that much. But heroism, the upgrade, it's like 45 protections each, plus the big shield that you give to yourself or your team whenever you get like any CC. Insane, kind of okay, but like you can build it more now after the buffs, honestly. This one is a good item that you build when they have a lot of auto attack damage, especially if they have crit. If they have a Jingwei, you gotta get in that Jingwei in front of her with this item. That's gonna be your job, and it's also gonna be your solo lane shop. So that's the best example that I can give you. If they have a Jingwei with crit, boom, hide in like your 4 item. I'm gonna run at this Jingwei. I'm gonna make sure she is not making any trouble for my team. Okay. This one is a super expensive item. Like the item is cute. It's just 3,600, guys. That's the problem. Like the item is insane. It's just 3,600. So we are in the super roll, so we can. Okay, now Jade Scepter. I actually don't know why I still have this one. I think this one is actually not that useful. I was thinking, oh my god, it's a knockup that you can pull to your team, but again, I feel like the item is kind of expensive, and it doesn't really give you that good versus stats. So let's get rid of this one. Honestly, we get rid of this one. Oh my god, bro, the page. Boom. There we go. Now, I honestly hate this item. I think this item needs super rework, because building this item doesn't really make you any tanky against these players, man. I don't know why you want to build this item. Like you get more health, but if they had kins, they still take more damage. I don't know. This item is weird, and it probably needs a rework. Let's go with Lifebinder. I think this one's an A. The problem is that you have to be really mindful about building this item, because it's intelligence and health, but it's zero defense. Thing is, like, you are pretty much your tankiness comes of using the passive, right? You mark somebody, you hit them, and you heal. Plus, you have a shield. So I only build this item when I know I can like snowball the game. Let's say I'm Gemoja and I use the Life Finder plus I proc it with like an auto attack or like my one. It feels super strong. The extra intelligence you get, it's also nice. Um, and you can build it almost on every character and it's gonna feel okay. You just gotta remind yourself that you are not super tanky. Um, Having a bubble, it's cute in certain situations. It's a good item. It's just not like you build it whenever you are dying of like 1 CC. Like, let's say you're getting bats ulted and cooldown, boom, Maggie's cloak is gonna save your life. Um, this one's pretty good, and you build it on your last 2 spots. It keeps dampening, and I'm pretty sure tenacity, if I remember correctly. Um, Keeps cooldown like 15, and the stun is something that is gonna catch people off guard. This one, Mystical May, it's a C1. Why is it not a D1 when the it doesn't do damage so much? It's a C1 because it takes people don't remember this, but it takes away the 25% of the shield of the people that it's getting hit by Mystical Mail. So let's say they have Odin, Jemoja, and Achilles, and they're just like using 20,000 shields. Boom, Mystical Mail is actually gonna take away all those shields, which is insane. I build it sometimes when I'm getting annoyed by those shields. It also takes away shields from items like Shell or like Sphere of Negation. Um, so it's actually not bad. It's just like super situational. Only Hunter's Guard, it's not a bad item, but again, it's like super situational. It doesn't really give a lot to a sport in the role, but like if you combine the mitigations from Oni Hunters and if you complete Prophetic, it's actually a lot of mitigations, surprisingly. So I like that one. Talking about Prophetic, do I see Prophetic here? Do I see Prophetic here, bro? Prophetic, not in here. Oh, actually, it's on the next one. I was like looking for Prophetic because that item just got buffed and I've been building it a lot. So actually, I'm gonna put it here. I'm gonna put it at the top of A if I can, if it lets me. Um, there we go. This one is a really good one. The problem is that you cannot build it on every god because let's say I'll just explain you. You are Ymir. You're trying to stack. You need to hit them to stack. So you are risking yourself getting poke for getting one stack. But let's say you are Jamoja. You are you need to hit an auto attack or you're one from far. And then that's how you get one stack. That's why this item it's not an S, but it's a solid A. Just like you cannot build it on every god, basically. You need like an ability with decent range, or you need to be like Sylvanus with range with the auto attack, like Jamoya with range with the auto attack. That's basically it. Pendulum of Ages is actually a really good item. The problem is that Sands of Time sucks. Uh, it only works on like 2 to 3 characters because you want the cooldown, like one you Aphrodite, things like that. Uh, this one's good. This one is so good. It's just so hard to get to 20 again. It goes from the follows the same logic of like, oh my god, I need to get 20, so this item is super good. But it's hard. Your support. Yeah. This one is a super situational one. It's a C. Honestly, it's a solid C. You slow them and you also slow their attack speed, but like you don't use it like ever unless you're like Bellona or Osiris or like things like that. If you really want to slow them, well, build those. Um, One is a niche one. Like if you really feel like they're using everything in you and you wanna like heal from it, boom, Phoenix Feather. This one is a shit item, but it's a super item. Well, like the item is completely shit. It needs a rework or something. Well, like, oh man, this item. I don't even remember the name, bro. Like this item is so shit. Never built it. Never built it. Like never. Oh my god, let me put it on D. There we go. This one is a fun item, but it's a C item, unfortunately. I built it a couple times just to have like another global. I built like third support and I was like getting in there with this and then like Thor ulting. It's a fun one. It gives decent prots honestly, but it's just I like realistically like you're never gonna like actually hit them with the item, right? Um, this one is a solid item. You can build it on half the characters because you need a heal. You can build it on like Nesha Aspect, on like Sylvanus, on like Bacchus. You need a heal to proc this item. But it's a solid item. Some mana regen, some cooldown, 35 protections. Super good. Resolute Mantle is actually a super good item that is gonna go straight into A. The problem is that it's expensive, so it's hard to get it in first 5 minutes of the game. It's 2750, so you do struggle getting this item. But it's still good. It's just like if it was cheaper, it would be on S. It's just expensive, so it is. But the item is super good. Rod of Asclepius, I tried a couple times, it never works. But it's still technically a super item. It's just like never gonna work. It probably needs a rework. But I'm not sure if they ever gonna rework it because they're like super worried about healing, even when healing has not be a problem anymore. Unless your Pele aspect, if your Pele aspect, well, that's a problem. Runeforge is a solid A item that you are gonna be building on any bruiser that you are playing. Example Wukong, example Thor, example Hercules, example almost any warrior in the game pretty much. Runeforge, Strange, 350 health, good passive. This is gonna be your first item if you are playing a bruiser in the sport role. Okay, it's a good item, so build it. This one is a good item. The problem is that you can fuck your team over so bad. So since it's such a risky item, I'm gonna put it on B. But I love using it, especially when I'm playing Sylvanus. If I'm playing Sylvanus and I see that they don't have any beats, let's say they want ages, and especially if they're like super stationary, um, I scepter them, I treat them, I ult them, they are dead pretty much of that, and it secures my pool so easily. The problem is that if I scepter somebody, let's say I scepter somebody that it's about to get Kraken, I scepter somebody and then my Poseidon just Krakens, boom, they immune completely the Kraken because it's on stasis mode. They take no damage when they're in the stasis mode. So that one's gonna troll. Yeah, now we're going to one of my favorites. Screeching Gargoyle is a must go. You build this item 90%, if not 100% of your games. You can never go wrong with this one unless they have five five physicals in the enemy team. It has good magical defense, really good passive. The silence is insane. I say passive, but it's inactive. Sorry. The silence is insane, and it's even better when it's nighttime. It's nighttime. It's not even a cone. It's a circle around yourself, and the silence goes for 1.5 seconds. So this item is I build it pretty much every game. So that one's good. Shell. That one is another that I build pretty much every game. This item is I wouldn't say broken, because if it was broken it would be built in literally every role, but it's definitely super strong because you at least see two shells on every team most of the time because the solo laner also has one. it mitigates so much damage for your team and for yourself. So this one is a really good one. Again, if you are going Shell as a relic, you are gonna upgrade this one on your first 4 slots. And then you're gonna go either Blink or Aegis or Beats as a relic. Super strong. Super strong. Shit item. But you can build it sometimes when you are going like a healing build, like say you're playing rat support or something. But like shit item, it is what it is. This item got super nerfed, but it's not terrible. Like it still does some decent damage, but it's kind of nerfed. Shield Splitter got nerfed. Not so much to say about Shield Splitter. I think it's unhealthy for the game. I think it needs to be. I think this one needs to be a situational item. When they have a lot of shields, boom, I build Shield Splitter. I think this item should never be meta and built every game for no reason. Or it was getting built every game for no reason. That was strong. I think this one again is a situational one. It gives you 300 health if I remember correctly, intelligence or strength depending on you what you're building more, and I don't know. It's just not meta. I don't know what they can do to change so they make it meta, but like for now it's just not meta. Doesn't heal anywhere. Shoguns. I think I think Shoguns was a good item till they make it a dampening item. Now it feels terrible. Like you don't tank for shit. Um, the passive is good though. The passive is good. It's just like you don't tank for shit because they make it a dampening item. Um, and I think I'm not sure if I ever share my opinions on dampening, but I think dampening is a shit as stat. I think they need to take away those pathfinding, dampening, and plating stats and just stick with tenacity. I'm fine to have tenacity. All the other stats are shit. I think we need to go back. And it's okay to make mistakes, but I'm not sure if they wanna ever say, "Oh, it's our mistake. We go back." I don't think they want to do that. Sadly, this item is not bad. It's just like super mid. Um, has like decent stats and the passive doesn't do damage. It's just like super mid, and there's just like better items to go right. Um, that's pretty much it. I want to see if this one lets me put it over here. Where is it? Let me put it over here. Hey guys, I'm sorry. Just the page didn't like let me use anything. We are going back to it. I put Shroud of Vengeance here. It's gonna go to Soul River. I think River is an A. I think it's an item that you can build on almost every god, and you are gonna be doing some extra damage at the end of the match. It works with Atlas. It works. Ojai works with pretty much any god that is building any intelligence, right? And you want some extra damage. I think this one is an 8. But you are building this item on like a 5th or 6th. But you can build it pretty much every game if you want to. So that one's a solid one. I think this one is another solid. The problem is that you cannot build it on every god, but I build it on Jemoja a lot. Get the cooldown resets. You get Omi back. You get your ultimate back quicker. This one's really good. It's just like you don't build it on every character, but like you can build it on like Sylvanus, Jemoja, stuff like that to get your cooldowns quicker. It feels good. It feels good. On Jemoja, I like building it third, but it's super risky. But I like playing Hypercar Jemoja. That's the way I play it. But yeah, spectral armor, shit item, no protections, no anything. Crit still hits you hard even when you build it because the Titans, that's how it works. Titan's Bane. Bad item. We need protections back on some of these items. The reason this one is bad is too because it has no protections. We need protections back. You get shit on even if you build this item when they have crit. So no reason to build it at all. Just build some physical defense or just build Hide of Nemean Lion if they have crit. Don't build this one. This one is bad. This one is bad item. This one is a decent item. The problem is that it's super situational. They need to have 3 to 4 magicals, but it's a good item. I built it a couple times, especially on characters that does damage. When I play Ario Aspect, for example, I built it. I remember they had like 4 magicals. They have like an Aladdin Jungle, Guardian, and a Mage ADC. And I was like, dude, I'm in heaven. I'm building the Sphere of Negation first. I was unkillable, and I won Deathless. So, problem is, again, situational item, but it's a good item. Decent intelligence and good protections, plus the shield is super nice. Spear Robe, we're gonna go to another S tier item. You can build this item every game. Gives 20 protections of each, if I remember correctly, plus the 40 of each that you get, plus the health that you get back for getting CC'd. There's like CC on like everywhere. Every comp, every god has any form of CC, unless you're playing Nemesis, but nobody plays that character. So your Spirit Rogue is gonna get value like almost 99% of your games, unless you're playing against 10 like 5 hunters and nobody has CC. But even the hunters like Hoyeston, Apollo Mass, you're still gonna get any value. Stampede again. No wrong with this one. You can build it first, you can build it second, you can build it third. This one helps you to get out, helps you to get in, helps you for the chases, helps you to get out of the Cupid ult, any slows. You're slow immune with this item. Good protections. Good health 250. Really good active. Then Sun Binding, super mid item. It doesn't really do anything for you. Like nobody really builds this. There's just better items to build. Same as this one. Item heal is irrelevant in this game. It doesn't even stack. So no reason to build one again. This one, I think the upgrade is insane. It's insanely good. The problem is that it's hard to get 20. We're still gonna stick to it, and we are gonna put his starting on A. I think you can build this one on pretty much any guardian that has pretty much on any guardian. If you, it's kind of the pussy way to go because it gives you like tankiness and some health whenever you hit them. So I personally prefer, like, if I want to be tanky, I personally prefer Selfness. But this one is good if you are a little scared of like getting super poke, so you get some health back. And the upgrade is the procs are insane on this one. You are doing so much damage with this one, but I think I'm actually gonna do this just because how hard it's to get 20, and you still don't get as much as value as heroism. Upgraded Sir, upgraded Sunder, it's a solid item. You build it on every bruiser that you play. And you do so much damage. You do so much damage that you can solo anybody in the enemy team as long as it's a squishy. Beats item is actually such a terrible item that it should be on D, but there's like so much CC in the game. Ares old, Daji old, Serve old, so much CC in the game. Bats old that it's gonna be on the B item. It's just a situational item that you have to be building, and you have to remember that you're sacrificing stats for your team, so you are not that tanky. You are building this every time there's a SERP in the enemy team. This is gonna be on your first 3 items because that SERP is gonna do so much with his ult, and you're gonna tell your team, okay guys, I have bits for you guys, so don't press your bits whenever you get SERP ulted. That's gonna be your job. The problem is that the stats are terrible, so that's why this item is on B. If it was only for the stats, this item will be on D probably, but like it's still good. It's just situational. Don't build it every game. Even if they have an Ares, don't just like panic build it. Like there's a lot of ways to like immune that Ares pool, so don't worry about it too much. This one is another solid one. You build it whenever you're like trying to get in there. Let's say you're Sobek, you pluck, and then you're scared. Boom. This is my press button because I'm so scared. And then you're gonna get your pluck back because that's the way the Aegis works, because it reduces your cooldowns. So this one is a solid one. You can build it a lot. It's just don't build it every game because maybe sometimes you need another active, right? It's a selfish choice. Sorry. This one is a C item that you can build on some characters. It works if you want some aggressiveness. Um, let's see. This one, it's another solid item that you build sometimes. Let's say your Amaterasu, let's say your Zeus, let's say your some hybrid scalar, you build it and you go and burn objectives. You give intelligence and range increase for your teammates. This one, it's actually a solid one now. It has like 55 protections and you reduce the enemy physical protections by 10%. I build it when I'm playing with my ADC a lot, even if I'm a magical, let's say I'm Jimir, but I'm playing with my ADC a lot and I want to burn tanks. I'm building Void Shield just to burn those tanks, okay? This one is actually not good. I don't like this one. The stats are bad. And the protections you reduce are meh, because like, I don't know. This one I just don't like it. It like the stats are just bad. I'm pretty sure it doesn't have that good of a defense. I'm gonna put that one there. This one is actually a decent one. Problem is that this one is not that great, but they just buff it, and I've been testing it in some games, and the health regen you get back from this one is pretty decent. This one is also decent. It's just the problem of like getting to 20. Same problem as like going Thunder Axe pretty much. This one is a really good item that makes you flip the game in one fight pretty much. So you press this button and you're super tanky for the next 4 seconds. Um, but like, let's say nobody hits you when you press this item, then you get like no value, right? And we are gonna go with Jogis last. I think Jogis is the first item you can go on pretty much any Guardian, because it's gonna help you sustain through the enemy poke. It's gonna give you some health and also mana regen. So it's a solid one first. It's a solid first item that you can build almost like 80% of the time. Like, I'm gonna put it at the top of A. I don't think it's S, just because I don't build it every game. But you could build it like 80% of your games, and you cannot go wrong with it. So that's gonna be it, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you have any questions, just let me know in the comments, and hope you guys enjoyed this one. And don't forget to like, and see you guys in the next one.